Hi, I'm David Davis from ActualTech Media. We're here at the headquarters of Rockset. Rockset is a newly founded startup company, and I'm proud to be joined by Mr. Dhruba Borthakur, who is the co-founder and CTO. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having us here on the Roadcast. So let's first start off and talk about Rockset. I've been learning a lot, really exciting, hot new technology. And so first question is, why now?
Yeah, I have to take you a little bit back in history and my mindset. It was only like a year back when I realized that the power of the cloud is very different. There are certain things in the cloud that is not compatible, or that's very difficult to use on-prem software on the cloud. Mm-hmm. Take, for example, like on the cloud, if you want to do a data processing task, you rent a CPU, you run it for say 100 minutes, and you pay a certain price. But the equivalent price you can pay if you rent 200 CPUs and rent it only for 1 minute. You can do the same amount of work, but it's 200 times faster. So this is the cloud economics that I really wanted to leverage, and I said that, hey, we can build a piece of data processing software that is far faster, efficient, and more productive for you by paying the same price if you can leverage cloud economics. Take, for example, in the cloud, on on-prem software, people do a lot of scanning and giving you results for data processing. For the cloud, we index our data, which means that we can process and give results very quickly compared to other systems that you might be.
So the cloud has really changed data processing and the power of the cloud, the economics of the cloud. So the next question I want to ask you is, how does Rockset work? What makes Rockset, what's the magic underneath the covers?
So we use some pieces of software that we have built specifically for the cloud. For example, we use one piece of software called open source RocksDB. This is a piece of software that we built at Facebook when I was an engineer there. This is a database that drives a lot of Facebook backend infrastructure processing. Okay. So this piece of software, what we did was we took that indexing technology, we put it in the cloud, and then we said that, hey, this is a good way to query your data, but then we want to make sure that people can use it easily. So we had to build a distributed SQL query engine, which works only on the cloud. Okay. So these two pieces of infrastructure combined together gives us so much power that we can process queries in milliseconds compared to maybe seconds or minutes that other software might take. Other pieces of software that we use are things like cloud scale open source technologies that we leverage, things like Kubernetes and other things. These are the reasons, because of the way we have developed this backend infrastructure. It is basically built natively for the cloud. It's not like taking a piece of existing software and trying to port it on the cloud. That's the reason why I think our software is better and it solves users' problems very quickly.
So if I am a typical user out there, how can Rockset help me? I mean, give me a use case.
Use cases? Yeah, we can give you some use cases. Let me give an example, for example. Suppose like you're a car dealer, right? And you're trying to sell cars. You might have a lot of data about your potential buyers. So when a buyer walks into your office, you look up some of the data sets or some query engines, and then you figure out that these are the cars that that person might like. Mm-hmm. But then how do you combine this data? How can you make these recommendations very personalized? Yeah. How can you combine this data with data that's happening at that instant of time to give him a better personalized answer? For example, if your software can process like what type of phone the person is using at that point in time, then you might be able to personalize things better. Yeah. For say you have some database saying that these type of phones are used by people who might like these type of cars. So you can actually make these recommendations or these kind of personalized recommendations very quickly and efficiently and on the spot. Other example could be, let's say you're a media company, right? And you have a media app and people are reading news on your media app. You want to serve him news articles which are very personalized. So based on what the person is looking at it right now, you can serve recommendations or personalized news articles so that the person who is reading it can actually get a lot of value from your media app. So these are kind of very different processing engine or applications, but at the end of the day, they can both benefit by using Rockset because the technology is the same.
So if I'm scrolling down on my phone and Rockset can pull data from maybe my past 6 months of car browsing history. It knows that the last 6 cars I've selected are blue, and they're all over $50,000. And then as I'm scrolling real time, Rockset is going to show me just the cars that are best for me, my personalized.
Right, it's
selection.
absolutely individualized for you, right? Another person walks in and he looks for the same queries, but the recommended cars might be very different for him compared to what you are seeing.
Yeah, it sounds very magical. So if I'm a database guy out there, I'm a data engineer, data scientist, how do I get started, or how does this work?
Yeah, so if you're a data scientist or an application engineer or an engineer who's dealing with data, so what you can do is you can go to the rockset.com website. You can sign up for a free account. This you can run you can point your data sources, suck in the data into Rockset, and immediately you can start making SQL queries. You don't have to specify a schema. You don't have to specify how your data formats is. Is it CSV? Is it like Parquet format? Is it that format? There's nothing of that sort. Just connect your data sources, and we have a free tier, which means that you don't have to pay anything. You can go sign up for the account and start using it immediately and build your like personalized systems.
Awesome. I want to try it myself.
Yeah, I can set it up right now.
Thank you so much, Dhruba.
Sure, thank you. Thanks a lot.